people are living in smaller and smaller houses these days and have smaller living arrangements. You don't always have the room in your house to have those giant Christmas trees that we used to have. So what a great solution. Welcome, everyone. We're talking, of course, to Christian Yan, who is the co-founder and chief operations officer from Nanoleaf. Nanoleaf is a product that Mikey and I have been extremely excited about for the last couple of years, especially. We've been doing lots of promotional work with you guys, especially Mikey. Mikey has a full setup at his house. He's been to JB for the last 6 months to get new squares so that he can improve his look at home. But you guys have got some new products coming out, Christian.
Yes. So, I'm first of all, I didn't have a chance to go to Australia and really release the hexagons. But basically this year we're releasing more than four to five products, and that's pretty cool because we haven't done this since the beginning of Nanoleaf. So the hexagons were the first shape out of the Nanoleaf shapes line. So we created this whole new software and hardware architecture called Shapes, right? We kept the name very, very simple. And the first shape was hexagon. So the hexagon is, it was released about, I think 3 months ago. We had a huge pre-order list, and honestly, the demand was much more than what we could supply. So there was a little shortage at the beginning. And what we're going to release actually now, why I'm here to talk, is actually the second shape, which are the triangles.
No, this is cool. We've got these on order, so we're going to get these any day now. But they get released in mid-October. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. October 15th. Yeah, 16th, I think, depending on the time zone.
Sure, and it makes a lot of sense that you're doing triangles at this time of year because we're building up to Christmas. And what can you make with triangles? Christmas trees.
Yes, exactly. I heard someone was a big fan of Christmas trees.
Yeah.
And that,
it's possible.
I am too. It brings back, when I was, really young and begging my parents to buy all these ornaments at a very high cost. Anyhow, So yes, so with the triangles, well, the whole thing I wanted to show you with the Nanoleaf Shapes line is a whole new architecture, right? So we made a lot of improvements. Over the last 4 years, we've listened to our fans, our global, awesome fans around the world, and they've given us feedback, what's good, what you guys could improve on. So we consolidated all the data.
I think that's important for you too, though, just to interrupt for a second, is that your fan base is amazing. You don't have just customers. Like these people who follow Nanoleaf, they post about Nanoleaf, they're excited about Nanoleaf all the time. They're all like, if you follow the Instagram feeds especially, you can spend hours scrolling through all the different things people have done. And that's just using the squares and octagons till now too. So it's not even using the amazing the triangles which are coming out. So well worth pointing out that your fan base is incredible.
It's actually the third time I talked about that, said that thing this week. Our Facebook community, we didn't even make that. It's people from all over the world, and then they're the good awesome thing about our panels is that it allows people to be creative, right? So there are things that these our fans have thought about and have implemented and showcased and designed that we never, even thought about. Like they've made 3D shapes without us even, giving any direction. They've, 3D printed, extra parts, accessories, how it works, how it implements with DJs and how they put it in their kitchen. I mean, we love it.
It's a wide range of people too, isn't it? I mean, for me, when I thought about Nanoleaf to start with, it was all about, online streamers, gamers, streamers, and people like that who have it in the background and you see them. But it's really been a lot of other people who've taken it on board and created, like you said, be creative with it, and it's quite artistic as well. So it adds that extra flair of light to a house, whether you put it on the ceiling or on the walls. It lights up a room. I mean, Mikey, you've got yours set up just around your television at the moment, but it's right next to the Christmas tree, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and it matches quite well actually, and it doesn't overdo when you're watching television either.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't take away from what's on the screen. It
No.
sort of enhances the look and feel and makes it immersive.
Yes, definitely.
Kind of cool. Anyway, back to shapes. Let's have a look at these triangles.
So the biggest thing that we wanted to do was we wanted to make all the shapes interoperable.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And to give more creativity to allow people to have all the shapes connect to each other. So actually, the architecture for all these shapes are the same, and we use this Connect Plus technology, which is this linker that allows communication and power through all our shapes. So if you look, it actually can be connected all together with different types of shapes together, and this will also work with hexagons.
And those linkers are a lot better than your first lot of linkers as well. The first lot, you had to slide in, and now they just clip in, which makes it so much easier to set them up and move them around if you want as well.
Yeah. So that was definitely one improvement. Good call there, Daniel. Second big improvement is our installation method. So of course, it's never easy to it's a Goldilocks problem with a double-sided tape. But what we wanted to do in this new mounting system, we call this snap-on mounting system. So it's actually a little mounting plate. Yeah. And we simply put our double-sided tape here. Of course, there's holes for you're able to use screws. And you actually snap in this to the panel first. You take the tape off, right? And then you put this on the wall. Yeah. Then you got to make sure you put a little more pressure in the center of it. But what this allows you to do afterwards is simply you can just snap the panels off when you want to, service them or arrange them. And the mounting plate is now accessible, right, behind. So now you have much more room to actually find the double-sided tape and pull it off the correct method, so that you don't screw up your wall.
Yeah,
right?
that's an issue I had with I had the canvas initially, and that didn't have that option. And right now I've got a wall here that needs repainting.
Yeah, you know what? You just need to put more canvas.
Yeah, just more canvas over the top. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah. I need to go buy some more Nanoleafs to cover up the holes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we know some of our the improvements that we need to do. It was, sometimes with the tapes, if we put it, if it's too strong, then it's too hard to take off the wall. If it's not strong enough, people sometimes when they install, they're not putting the right pressure, the right locations, and then it falls off. Yeah, which is definitely not good.
So would you say the best way to set it up on the wall is to do each individual panel and then build around, or would you build it on the floor and then lift it up onto the wall and do it that way?
Very good question. Now, just to point out, with the Nanoleaf canvas, we made this mounting bracket. Right, this allowed you to sort of, that's what we use for B2B or project installs, which allowed you to install a huge design on the floor and then have another person help you to put it up.
Yeah, sure.
But let's say if you're using our new system, I mean, I do it one by one. I think most people do that. I think it would probably be a lot of experienced people that install it first on the ground. At least they have the design, and then they get a few friends to help them out and put it on together. But I would recommend one by one. Yeah.
When building on the wall, it kind of feels like you're making Lego, like because you build, like as you go, you're making a masterpiece, and you just sort of step back and look at it, and you can see where it's going to go. I think for me, that's the best way to go. Mikey, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely think so too. Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So, well, with our AR feature in the app, you're actually able to plan out, your design before you actually install it, right? So it gives you an idea, gives you a starting marker point. If anyone from Legos, are listening, I think they're from Denmark, right? We love to work with them. Actually, we don't want to use their trademark in the wrong way, but we've always it's easy to explain to people. When they ask us, we just say it's kind of like Lego for lights.
It is,
Like, okay.
Because it gives you that same sensation, that creative sensation of building and having an accomplished product at the end of it. I mean, this is just to show on the screen. I've got the layout assistant up there. That's in the beta version of the new app. The new app is a big improvement as well, isn't it?
Yes, there's maybe improvements on the app. There's like the more broad range of color pickers, and the dashboard is more cleaner. Yeah, where I think the layout system was released a while ago. Yeah. But more people know about it, the better the better it is.
Yeah, and you've there's something like 16 million colors. Is that right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we have the LEDs in our panels. I mean, this is the beginning. We're using LEDs that phone makers use for their backlight lighting, in their phones and their cameras.
Yeah.
So we have lots of the highest cost is these high grade, everlasting LEDs that we put in the corners of our product. And all I can say is there's a lot of them. So that's where the majority of the cost comes from.
And so and because you're using those high quality LEDs, that also means it brings down the power consumption of the product as well. So obviously when you think about having lights on your wall, that that can scare people off to think, oh, well, hang on, what's the power bill going to be like if I've got all these lights going, like 50 billion lights? The fact that they're LED, that cuts it right down.
Yeah, I mean, my CTO is very knowledgeable in this area. We actually create our own customized package. So we actually choose what chip we want to put in our LEDs, what the phosphor is, what the color temperature, and of course, the power consumption. So when it comes to LEDs, absolutely, I forgot to mention that it's super energy efficient. So one of these panels, you're running at only about 1 to 2 watts. We advertise 2 watts to be safe, but actually, depending on the color and the brightness, you could be, going from anywhere from 0.5 to 2 watts per panel.
Because you can turn them up quite high. They do get very bright.
Yes.
In fact, for me, I've actually considered installing them on the ceiling, as some people have done, because it actually lights a room very well. Like if you are going for a more a mood in a room as opposed to just a flat out light. I think that's a really great way of using them.
Christian, I've got a question for you, man. In the LEDs in the corner, how many actual LEDs are in the corner? Is it just one big one as such, or is it all little ones?
No, good question, Mikey. So when we talk about, we need a white and then RGB and an RGB LED.
Right. Okay.
So So for example, if I remember correctly, for our canvas. I hope I remember this correctly. For our canvas, we actually had 4 sides, and each side had 6, right? So we had 24 LEDs in one canvas panel.
Yeah, right.
And you're imagining each LED is one phone would just use one of them. Yeah, and we're buying these, from the same, we're working with the same manufacturers that's supplying to Samsung, phones. Yeah. So this is one of the biggest, supply chain development that we need to do. And we're always innovating. We're always pushing the limits. So for the shapes, I don't want to release too much, but I mean, people can look at them, but these are actually even more customized. We actually spent a lot of money to create our own LEDs here in each of the apexes. Yeah, it's a special type of LEDs for our shapes line. And what's awesome is that it allows us to scale, because we can then use the same LEDs for the hexagons, for the triangles, for the new shapes that are coming.
I like the way you did that. For the new shapes that are coming. I'm not going to give anything away.
The shapes, the shapes.
Of course, there's going to be more shapes because you've gone out of your way to say it's shapes. So there's bound to be more along the way. And I like the way that they all interconnect now too. But does that mean that the old canvas style won't be available anymore?
It's not gonna be right away. But one of the things we did realize with the canvas was that it was not as bright as people wanted. Yeah. So the canvas, we created actually this really difficult edge-to-edge illumination. There's actually no dark spots, what we call it on the canvas, right? These dark spots. But it decreased the brightness, and not everyone liked that texture feel. Not everyone. It wasn't for everyone. So we're thinking that maybe in 2021, right? In 2021 or 2022, it depends on our resources to push out new products, we may have a new version, right, to replace that canvas. So
yeah, sure.
So when the new version comes out, yeah, of course, the original canvas will be end of line.
So I've got a bit of time then to expand my wall feature.
You got lots of time. And
Mikey, you need to upgrade to the hexagons and get on board shapes. Like, you're living in the past, buddy.
Oh, wow.
We are very excited. Triangles, of course, getting released. We can get big triangles and little triangles, which means you're going to have a whole lot more creative work that you're going to be able to do, and especially before Christmas. The idea for me for Christmas and these triangles, I just can't get away from it, is the fact that, people are living in smaller and smaller houses these days and have smaller living arrangements. You don't always have the room in your house to have those giant Christmas trees that we used to have. So what a great solution to actually have the Christmas tree on your wall as a giant light that acts as a display in your house, also lights up the room and gives it that Christmas mood, because you can change the colors to be green and red and the other Christmassy type colors as well, and have it flash and go in time with Christmas music and all those sorts of features that we love about the Nanoleaf product. So for me, that's where this product sits for Christmas time buyers especially, is let's get these triangles, get them up on your walls, and the kids are going to love finding their presents under the Nanoleaf tree this Christmas.
You're hired as our VP of sales. I mean, actually, yeah. I think it was in Best Buy 3 years ago. Yep. We actually made these tiny 3D Christmas trees for all their stores and Best Buy Canada. And that kind of just just started an awesome following. Everyone started like, yeah, let's do that. We can do more and more Christmas trees. Yeah, excellent idea. Excellent showcase of how people with smaller homes can use it. Because in parts of Asia Pacific, actually, not everyone's home's like the size of it in Canada, right, or in the U.S.
Yeah.
So just to have 6 panels, and we hope to achieve the same effect even with the triangle minis. You can just create a small decoration, but to give you a nice ambient lighting. We want to remove the blue glare that we get from work lights or from ceiling lights, right? When you're, past 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, when you're having a glass of wine or watching, Netflix or something, you want to get ready for bed, right? Yeah. And the last thing you want is blue light. So, having our lights give that awesome ambient glow, it's perfect. And also, like you said, to be, decor as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they really are beautiful. We love using them, and keep making them, keep bringing out new shapes. We love it. So it helps us be creative, and also just makes our rooms look awesome.
We will, there's about 2 more products that we're releasing by end of this year. So I hope I'll be talking to you even before end of year. It's going to be opening up actually our, new line, right, which we call the Nanoleaf Essentials. So yeah, sure. I'll have to come back on the show again. Yeah,
for sure. We'd love to have you on. So thanks so much for talking to us today, Christian. It's been awesome. And of course, look for Nanoleaf. Available at lots of great retailers in Australia as well, especially Harvey Norman and JB Hi-Fi are 2 big ones that we work with on weekly basis with the radio stations. So very much available in those stores. So thanks so much for talking to us, Christian, and we'll catch up with you again soon.